Inside the Mary Friedman Alternative High School was a reception area, like at a doctor's office, in which a 30-something Latina, in jeans and a Mickey Mouse sweatshirt, sat behind a large desk. "Hey, I'm Mikey Cannon," I said. "I have an interview for the driver position." She gave me the once-over and leaned back in her chair, unimpressed. With a pen, she gestured to a couch on which a girl with short hair and a nose ring sat hugging her knees, whimpering. "Have a seat. Dr. Tambori will be right out." I sat next to the kid and smiled, prompting her to sob louder. "Everything okay?" I asked her, but she ignored me. "What's this Dr. Tambori like anyway? A hard ass?" The girl shrugged. "My first therapist said one of the most positive coping mechanisms was humor. Of course, another shrink told me I used humor too often as a defense mechanism. Figured out, people. Anyway, my coping mechanism, CM, known by most as my moronic wit, lurched for the wheel. I turned back to the secretary and said, "A bus got, what, drive in reverse?" The secretary looked up and pursed her lips with all kinds of attitude. But the whimpering girl emitted a sound that was sobbing and laughter pushed together, like when you laugh and snort soda out of your nose. That sound was worth the price of admission right there. Something told me she hadn't laughed in days, maybe weeks. I was working on some material to keep the girl laughing when this petite Indian woman with medieval green eyes, their attention made me feel naked, stepped into the waiting room. She was a few years older than me, with thick black hair pulled tight into a ponytail, a blouse buttoned up to her neck, and a stylish and pressed pantsuit, all of which made me run my hand over my wrinkled button-down to straighten it out. "Follow me, Mr. Cannon," she said, in a posh English accent. I almost curtsied. I trailed her down a hallway, past a few students, a doctor in his white coat and stethoscope, and a room that said occupational therapy, to her office. Man, I'd never seen a room so organized. It was like a showroom. Everything had its place. Even the paper clips were little soldiers dutifully facing the door. Every therapist I met, and I've met a plethora, had issues. One of my shrinks would absently shove her fingers under her armpits and then rub them on her chin as she listened to my problems. Dr. Tambori sat, spotting a rogue pencil that rolled off and returned it to its holder. And with her OCD in check, she looked up at me with those probing eyes. "Okay, Mr. Cannon, you brought your CV, I presume?"